Elio, I want to thank you for doing this. It's a pleasure to get to, wait, we had a good lunch, first of all.
That's important.
That was delicious. I mean, to top it off with tiramisu at the end, we had this, what was the soup at the beginning? What was it at the beginning?
Yeah, the beans soup.
Beans soup.
Yeah, I do all my food organic, so I bring these beans from my hometown in Calabria, south of Italy.
Calabria. Yes, I know exactly where it's at. Because I did a little homework before then. I was going to actually ask you if you're from Calabria in Italian. I have it on my phone, but
Tell me.
So wait, I had it on my phone. Wait, Mise Cabriese? No.
Calabrese, yes.
Calabrese.
Yes.
Calabrese.
Say Calabrese, yes.
Calabrese.
Very much.
Yes, and I know you're very proud of it. I also know that among the Italians in Japan, you were held at the very top because you were probably the only or the first to actually be able to establish a business here and keep it going. So just, wait, tell me a little bit about your background. Tell me where you were born. I know Cabriese. And tell me when you came here.
Well, I explain you very simple. I born in a family. My father was a nurse and was working in the hospital. His brother is a doctor in the hospital business. My mom in the food business. My mother had the locanda and the 13 children, and they had this farm, beautiful place. They was making cheese, salami, vegetable, any kind of thing. In Calabria, where I am from, is a resort area, especially in summertime, 3-4 months a year. It looks like Shibuya. But the population is like 10 times.
10 times?
Yes, because it's a resort area.
Of course.
So, wintertime, nobody's there. Summertime is the center of the world.
And they come there because of the climate too, and the water, and
yeah, because
you're right on the coast.
It's like the Florida of Italy, of Europe, you know.
Gotcha.
So was really interesting when I was a child to see my grandmother. Mm-hmm. You know, she had 13 children. Everybody working the same business. She go to the clients, and they stayed to say the clients was like his own child. Oh, you are too skinny. I will take care of you. You know. There was no menu. I mean, the love and the harmony that was there, that's impressed me very much.
But you're 13 children, you said. You have
my grandmother.
What about yourself?
We are 4.
4 of you. And you're number what?
No, number 3.
You're number 3.
Yeah,
and
2 older sisters.
2 older sisters.
And 1 young sister. So my father put everything on me. He wanted his male son to become a doctor, and he pushed me so much, and but I am not made for, you know, if I see blood or somebody sick, I cry. And when I told him I want to become I want to do restaurant business, he was so disappointed.
How old were you when you told him that?
Like 14, 15. And
you decided by then you wanted to
do because I was not for me, because he pushed me so much, you know, you have to do this. You know, I am a free spirit. I never like to do things that has been told. Okay. So when I was, and I grew up with, especially foreigner was coming in south of Italy, because Calabrian are probably the most in Italy that go abroad. So in summertime, British, American, Sweden, all North European and America came in Calabria. So in summertime it was like a big party. And then there was nothing. So since I was a child, my dream was go to be in America, the American dream.
Really?
So what I did, when I was 16, I work in winter time and weekend in restaurant. Because my father cut all my money. Say, well, you want to do this? You are by your own.
From what age? What age did he do that?
14.
So when you told him,
He said, you really, because I say,
yeah, you,
this is my life, you don't have a right. He say, you're right. But from now on, don't expect me to pay for your thing.
so what did you do then?
Then, I was going to school, I was 14. And when I was 14, I went to work in a garage, in a mechanic garage, because of course I love car. But, I was working from 7 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock in the evening. But we had like a 3 hours break.
Right, okay.
And with the smell of the oil,
Yeah,
but
yes.
I love it because
Yes.
I was 14, I was able to move the car,
You're learning stuff. Every
And
time
my
you-
uncle,
yeah.
he did like rally and stuff
Oh,
like
okay.
this. For me, was a hero,
Now,
But-
did your uncle, was he your father's brother or your mother's
My
brother?
mother.
Your mother's brother, okay.
Yeah. And so I went there, they gave me a little money, but when I come back home, my sister didn't let me go out. He didn't let me go in the house because I was a smell of grease, oil,
Gas,
and
everything,
everything.
yes.
And my nail was all black, I was, And they put me a big jar outside. I had to do the shower outside and I had to clean up. That's for 1 year. So then I started to work in summertime in hotel. Then I started to go to hotel business school. And as soon as I was 16, I went in summertime in England to do summer school. So I used to go to school in the morning in Sales College in London, and in nighttime I was working in a restaurant
But who
to
paid-
support
who-
me. I
Wait,
did.
wait, you paid...
Since I was 14, I never take money from my parents.
He must have been very proud of you then. Even though he didn't like what you were choosing, he had to be proud of you.
I was kind of spoiled because I was the boy in the house.
The only boy.
But my father was all the type of man. This is my way or out
no
of
way, yeah.
or no way.
My way or the highway, we say in
Yeah,
America.
something like that. So, but because of the logistic, in the sense that summertime you have a window to the world. Winter time there is nobody. So, make me always dream to go abroad, to meet new people, new culture and everything. So I was a lot of curiosity. So for 3 years I went in summer school in England. Then I finished my catering school. I moved to Milano. From Milano I moved to London. From London to Spain. I opened my first restaurant in Spain when I was 21. Wow. In the old day, people 20 years old was a man. Now, 20 years old,
You're still
you are
home,
a
still
kid.
home, still living at home at
Yeah.
40. But wait, what year are you talking about now?
We talk about the first time that I moved to Milano, I was 84, 85.
1985.
1985.
Fine.
Then I moved 100% before, from 83 I went in summer school in London.
Okay.
But in just 2 months, a year.
Okay.
And then from 86 till 89 I did London and Spain. When I was in Spain, I established my restaurant.
That was the first
Yes.
1989.
89. 88, 89,
Okay.
yes. And was my dream come true. I was applying for American visa, but it was so difficult. Arrived the visa.
It came straight to you the first time you applied.
No, I was waiting like 1 year,
Okay.
and they gave me 5 years
Visa.
to America. I shut down the restaurant that was starting making money,
Okay.
and I went to America. My dream come true.
Where?
I was in Los Angeles, and the first job I got was in Princess Cruise Love Boat. Professionally, Love Boat was the best F&B school you can make. It's like the award of, because there is a discipline, there is organization, there is food. We used to do 1,400 customers, breakfast, lunch, afternoon tea, dinner, and midnight buffet. People eat all the time.
Every day for how
Every
long?
day.
How long?
6 straight months, then 1 month free, and then another 6 months.
The cruise is for 6 months.
Yes, working there. But I did 8 months straight because I know that I will never back there. But was very good professionally. I learned many good things about the organization especially. But was like to be in prison, it's like
Nowhere to go. You had to do real
dun,
work.
dun,
That was it.
dun,
No,
dun,
no,
dun,
no.
dun. But and then after I finished there, I tried to stay in Los Angeles. But the job that they was offering me, I was not impressed, to be honest, because my expectation of America was very high. And I couldn't find something, to born in south of Italy, you have a kind of complex in confront of the north. The north is industrial,
I've heard about that, right.
blah, blah, blah.
Rome, everything.
I am very proud where I'm from. I always fight for my right. And, I want to be an Italian around the world, then a terrone, that means south of Italian guy in Milan,
Right.
So this was my motto. So America supposed to be the dream of the dream. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it.
To be fair.
Wait. First of all, you're doing the Love Boat, first of all.
And then
so you
I
went there.
tried
So
to
you weren't
find-
even in America then. You were actually on the Love Boat.
But you have to understand one thing. I am Italian. I am from a small village. Culture-wise, we have in our DNA thousand years of culture.
No doubt.
In my village, there is a church of 2,000 years old. There is a
Everything.
monument. There is a Roman villa of 3,000 years. America, everything new.
Right.
Everything big.
Right.
And I was hungry to learn a new thing.
But first of all, did you learn to speak English before you came, or did you learn after you got there?
No, before I go to America.
Oh, you could speak English.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was communicating. I like now,
No, you do. Come on.
And I must say that I was very young. If you talk like my son now, he know everything. When I was 20,
You knew nothing.
I knew everything. But I was a little bit wise. I had I was 23, I was in America, I had extremely good offer from a golf club in the border between Swiss and Italy, in Como. And I get this contract for 1 year, so I said, okay, I make money, and then I move to New York, because New York has much more culture, has much more roots. So this is what I went there. I went to work in this executive golf club between Italy and Switzerland. And one of the owner was the ex-husband of the Carolina di Monaco, the princess.
Oh.
I mean, only super rich were there. And I went there, and in this golf club, I met Nakauchi, that was the owner of the IE group. And because I was speaking English, I was very open, blah, blah, blah. They was kind of impressed of me. And they say, are you interested to come in Japan? Because we both a famous name of a restaurant. And we like to have an Italian that represent the Italian. And I say, Japan, Korea, China, same country. Okay. I say, I hope they have the money to pay me, but if they can afford to come in this environment,
They've got to have.
they can. So I had no clue of Japan.
Now, what year is this? You're
1990.
after the bubble and everything. So yeah. So.
And, you know, I came in Japan for 3 months. And the first time they flew me in business class. I arrived in Osaka, they sent me a car to pick me in the hotel. And I couldn't believe it. I was in Kobe. Kobe in that time was the most elegant city in the world. It was bubble economy, people had a lot of money, dress up fantastic, very civilized. The opposite than I thought.
Yeah.
About Japan, I knew samurai, I know Sony because of the Walkman, and I knew the really reason that I was interested to come in Japan was of Antonio Inoki, the wrestler, because he was so famous in Italy. When I was a kid, I see Tiger Mask that was Antonio Inoki, and Mazinga Zeta that was a cartoon. So I came in Japan not to see Japan, I came because it was the world of my dream. So I went there and was so different than I thought. And then I really fall in love in Japan when they take me in Kyoto. Why? First, Kyoto, I believe, is like Firenze of Japan. Culture, you can smell the history, the culture, everything. But when they take me to this 250 years old restaurant that has a garden, and there was the red carp in the fishing, and I see this old lady with the kimono that welcome us. I thought it was Madame Butterfly, you know? It was a kind of magic for me. And when they started serving kaiseki ryori, I never see anything so beautiful and so harmony. And for me, it was a love at first time. And, you know, nowadays we are living in a world where there is Google, where everybody knows about everything. But for me, for the first time, I see what Japanese is an art. And I was, before coming to Japan, I was the typical young Italian. I am the best, there is no better food than Italian, we are the best service, we are the best. And I came in Japan, I said, holy shit, I can learn from these people. And my first idea was, I learned this kind of food I bring to Italy.
Oh, so you're thinking to come back home?
Yeah, 100%. So, 3 months pass.
Okay.
They asked me to stay another 2 years.
After 3 months?
After 3 months, they say, please stay. Because
Wait, at the beginning, how long did they want you to stay at the beginning? Only 3 months?
I had the contract for 3
Oh,
months.
3 months, I got you. Just to test you kind of.
Yeah.
To see.
And then I say, well, can you stay? I say, well, I don't know, but I would love to stay, but I have to talk.
So, what, were you just the face of the restaurant, or were you actually
I was
cooking?
a representative
That's what you
of
said.
I came in Japan, I had the office,
Right.
I had a secretary and a computer that I cannot use because I never use a computer. And, you know, I play the big boss thing.
Right.
And
So
everybody called me sensei and
Right.
everything. And I was 24.
But you were over the restaurant? What were you over? What were you supposed
I
to be
was in
control-
charge of I was kind of the representative. I was given the direction about how to do the restaurant, to build. I was the project manager.
Right, but,
basically,
but this is for a restaurant.
for the restaurant. For the restaurant.
And they said they want.
And they asked me to import wine. I had to import some Italian interior. But it was a huge company.
Right, of course.
And
But you was
and they give me much money, but I didn't realize how much money was.
Right.
So when I go back in Italy, each time that I go to say hello to the boss, he say, "Oh, io I say, buongiorno." And the secretary give him an envelope with Juma yen, with 100,000 yen. That was 2 million lira in that time. When I come back in Italy, I had 25 million lira. My father, that had a really good job, make 20 million lira a year.
That's right. And you made that.
My mom called the police because she saw this money. Say, where do you get the money? I say, I went to them. Call my uncle, that is a policeman.
Right.
He come there and say, where do you get this money? I say, I went to Japan, I work, they pay me. Chinese don't have this kind of money. No, they are Japanese. The same thing. No, it's not.
But they really didn't trust you.
They was shocked.
It was scary for them.
No, it was not.
I mean,
I have been a good in Calabria. I am from Calabria, and there is a lot of talking about mafia.
I understand.
And that.
Because Sicily's right there, of course.
Yes, but you have to realize one thing. In Calabria, you belong to family. My family, there is policeman, there is a doctor, there is... So
you have to be, yes, they're worried about
I
you.
Cannot,
do
even
anything.
if I want to,
Right.
I cannot belong to a mafia because the mafia never take me.
Right.
Because all the family has to...
Yeah, too many important positions they can't touch.
They can't touch. So, and they was worried.
Right, that you did something wrong.
Something wrong is a shame for all the family.
Of course, I understand.
So, I say, I want to go back. And they say, well, we cannot, in America they had the relative and everything. Europe wasn't a problem, but Japan was...
You had nobody.
Nobody. So, they call me, there was this guy, Mr. Yoshida, called me all the time, please come back, we need you, blah, blah, blah. And I say, okay, you want me to come back? I belong to a family that is very old-fashioned. You come and you talk with my parents. I was like a crazy horse since 16.
You didn't know, yes.
But I always respect my family, and to make this decision to come so far away. So Japanese was great. He came, he asked my parents that he will be guarantor to take care of me in Japan, nothing wrong in Japan, blah, 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 blah. And they let me come. I came and I find my American dream in Japan.
But this was a small thing though. Did he speak Italian?
Yes.
He
spoke Italian because he was the one that when he was an orphan after the war, and what's happened was in Kobe, the priest adopt him, they make like orphan or trophy. And because he had a very good skill, they send him in Italy to learn Italian cooking. And when he come back, he opened a really small one-room restaurant, and you had to make line for long time. The church give him, like in Kitano Joe, that is the Beverly Hills of Kobe, they give him a villa that was the dormitory of the nun.
Wow, okay.
And this guy, suddenly, and then Daye wanted him to develop like a chain restaurant for them. That's why they take this 3-star Michelin restaurant in Italy to bring in Japan.
Yes.
So he came and he asked my parents, so I came in Japan.
They said okay, they said they...
Yeah, because, basically I needed the approval of my parents But I left when I was 16.
Yeah,
So,
with your own money, yeah.
But in Japan, you know, I had the responsibility, especially with my mom, and she was really worried, you know, it's such a long way from different
Right.
culture, different people. So I was in Kobe for 1 year, and then I moved to Tokyo, then I started to open for Daye the first restaurant. And then after 3 years, I had my research and everything. I say it's time to go back. Because I want to go back in America. You know, I had 5 years visa in America.
But wait, time to go back. You didn't want to go back to Italy.
I want to go back in Italy, and then from Italy I have the chance, my life I see still in America. And then I had an offer
Okay.
from Illy Coffee, is an Italian, the most Italian famous coffee. They opened an office in Japan and they lost a lot of money. They say, please, can you run this business? Because we cannot live, because in the bubble time they had to put 2 years deposit, all this kind of thing. And they had a coffee shop and everything. And then I say, I don't want the salary. I want to be your partner. There was a company basically bankrupt. I got 30%
But you didn't know they were
of
bankrupt.
share. No, I knew.
That they were bankrupt?
Yeah, I mean, they are not bankrupt, but they
were
didn't
going-
make
they were-
land.
They were going, right.
And I say, okay, give me 6 months. If I can turn on, then I will run. I was making a lot of money with the Japanese. I
Oh, I see. So it didn't even.
You know, one thing about the Japanese that I learn a lot of things, but in Japan, I like to be my own man. And I have a kind of allergy to bosses. And I was the boss, but when I realized that it was a puppet, just a show window, you know, the guy gene to show. I had a big office
But they
in
used
Kobe.
and they used your face for everything, didn't they?
Yeah.
On all the pamphlets.
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, of
that-
course. And I say, you know, I am good. I am not. So this was a perfect occasion because I didn't have a boss. I was my own boss. It's true that I didn't have salary, but they pay for my apartment. I had enough money. I say, I try.
Okay.
I take that company that was making $380,000 a year turnover and lost like $500,000. In 3 years and a half that I ran, I bring that company from 380,000 to 6.5 million.
Now, how did you make that happen?
Well,
A good team?
I think
Because
that
there's no one to train. Who had taught you how to do that?
They had the office, and they was playing with solitaire. I fired 16 people.
Well, you had to, because that's what was tearing you down.
I was young. I was not political correct, but you know, I didn't take salary. So, and I fired 16 people. I put my own people, and for 3 years and a half, I never take one day off. Because for me was the first time to be in Japan that I can run something mine.
Your way. How old were you when this happened?
When I went there, I was 27.
Right. Oh, when you did this, when you
I
started,
was 26, yeah, 26 and a half, yeah, so almost 27.
you fired all these people when you were in your 26 years old.
Yes.
So you were firing people older than you.
Oh, everybody was older than me, not younger.
Wow.
Because I feel that mine was my business.
But it was, didn't you? You owned it.
Yeah.
You owned part of it, yes.
And I supposed to get lot of money and blah blah blah. Of course, when a company lose money, they say we will share the profit. When they make the money, they will say, oh, you know, we have this.
We do this.
But I was in my 27, 28, 29. I was making more money than a normal president.
Of course.
And they was really, really happy. And then another change of my life. I was dating my girlfriend since 92. Was 96. 4 years later, she got pregnant.
Okay.
She got pregnant, and I say, look, to have a child in Japan, I cannot, I need the security. So when the owner of the company came in Japan, I sit down with him and say, you know, I need that I become the president and I have 51% of the company. Because I have a responsibility and I'm going to spend the rest of my life in Japan.
You decided then?
Yeah, well, this is what I say.
Mm-hmm.
And he say, you know, we will do everything for you. We are a friend. They was of course, you know, business people, they have a winning horse. They try to. It's true that I was making more money than most of the Italian. But, and I say, and I was stupid. I say, look, my girlfriend got pregnant. I have to make serious stuff. I need insurance because I don't want to be 40 or 50 and be a waiter.
Right.
I need something solid in my hands. You know, these people was so sweet with me. They bring me suits, they make shoes. For 3 years and a half, I never take one day off. He say, you make the shit, you clean up. You make too much money. From now on, your basic salary will go down and no more sharing profit, blah, blah, blah. I was afraid in the sense that, you know, I was 29 years old, I had a child coming, my wife was young, and I was alone in Japan, you know. I was expecting, don't worry, Elio, we will take care of you.
Right. No.
They say,
just
you
opposite.
are paying the neck, because, you know, I got power.
That's right.
Da-da. And I couldn't explain to myself why. And then I understand. Basically, before I was a free horse.
That's right.
You know, I can leave anytime, I don't
right.
care.
They have no responsibility for you, yes.
Now that I have to get married and I have to stay in Japan,
Now you become a liability.
now you do our way. And of course I say, you know what? Ciao. And I left.
But what about your child and your...
I left the job.
Oh, you left the job, but you still...
Yeah, because I had the 35 million yen in cash. I was quite well known, blah, 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 blah. And then I started my really big trouble. I left. I had, from one side, I had my girlfriend, pregnant,
Right.
shaking, afraid. Don't worry, I take care of it. One side, from an apartment of 80 meters square in Kojimachi, I went to a one-room apartment in Yotsuya, and friend of mine had to do Oshonin, the guarantor of the place.
Right.
And I said, what is this? I went to talk with Fuji Bank, that was my main bank, and the bank see from Yon Sansenna Piaguman to Roku Goseman.
Right.
So from $380,000 to 6.5 million in 3 years.
In 3 years, yes.
They see my capability.
Capability, right.
And they say, I make a beautiful business plan.
Yes.
I say, you know, I have to invest. I believe that I need $500,000. I have 350, but I have to get to settle down myself. So I need between 15 to 20 million to borrow. And they say, are you married? I say, no. You have a Japanese partner? No. Then it's difficult. And I say, well, but you know, I have been in TV, I had the magazine like this. And they say, well, if you are so good, go back in your country. And that was my toughest time in my life, because you know, as Italian, you have a guilty feeling. Mm-hmm. What I do, I live with this girl, with my child. I mean, I was so confused. And then I had the kind of a rejection of Japanese.
Yeah, you were upset, you were mad with them.
I was mad. I say, I follow the rule, I never break the law. I did everything they asked me to do. Why they treat me like a guy that is... And then I went to 3 people that was wealthy enough.
Were they Japanese?
And I make the business plan. I went to an American,
okay,
an Italian American, and an Italian. And I was expecting that, like the bank, they say, oh, Elio, we love you, but you know, it's difficult. The American guy, I cannot mention the company name, but huge American company, he said, yeah, sure, I can borrow you $200,000, $300,000. We know you, we know your girlfriend, we believe in you, no problem. I cannot be partner of your business because I belong and here and blah, 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 and say, you know, but to borrow the money, Elio, you can count on me. Then I went to the Italian American, different story, different guy, very successful person. He said, Elio, you have a blank check in your hands, because I was the one that introduced his wife.
Okay.
And they say, about the money, there is no problem. But you know, I will leave Japan soon. I am not interested to do business in Japan anymore. Okay. The Italian guy said, okay. He was in the jewelry business. How much you need? 200,000? No problem. But I want not to have nothing with Japan. I come, I bring the jewelry, they pay me, I leave, sayonara. So, I get the money from this Italian guy and I start my business. I thought, you know, everything would be
you didn't get any money from the American guy?
No, no.
And you didn't get any money from the Italian or
No,
Japanese?
what I need is an organization, is a company and everything. And
So that's why you got the
was-
Italian. So, but,
yeah.
wait, but the Italian guy had a jewelry store.
Yeah, no.
Oh, he
sell jewelry. He come like
So he was
4,
first-
5, 6 times
Gotcha.
a year.
I got you.
Selling jewelry.
Yeah.
But he had a really good organization of people that trust in
Yeah,
Japan.
right, I get you.
And they helped me to make the company and blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
And then a few years later, I make for him the company of jewelry in Japan. You know,
That's nice, yeah.
life is, but I was really, really surprised that people, once people has confidence in you, I was really down and then I went up. But the second thing that I get really depressed was, I have the money, I have the business plan, I have everything I need a company. I try to rent a restaurant.
Okay.
I went to 10 places.
The thing, yeah. They didn't care. They didn't care how much money you had.
You married? No. Do you have a Japanese partner? No. So what do you want? 10 place,
Said the same
9
thing.
place say no. Then there was this place
Right here where we are now.
where we are now.
This place that was packed at afternoon and couldn't get in here because the line's outside. This place.
This place went in 3 years 5 bankruptcy. This place.
Wait. Not
Before I take
before
over.
you took over, okay.
And Japanese.
Was it already an Italian restaurant?
No, it was a Japanese, a jazz club,
izakaya.
In
Everything that came with
3
bankrupt.
years, 5
Bankruptcies.
bankruptcy. And the owner knew me because I was in Daikyo Kyosho building and 5 minutes walk from me here. And it was okay to rent, but I had to pay 2 years deposit. I had to spend like 20 million yen in deposit.
Just, for 2 years.
And he knew me. And then I take, honestly, I want the place smaller.
He said no.
No, this was the place. And because there was a Japanese restaurant, was all private room, and there was like 18 seats. I say, it's perfect for me. When I break everything out, become like an airport, I say, what I do this? And then it was really funny because I had the cash, I had the 50 million, 20 million to the deposit and everything, and then I had the 30 million yen. That was a huge money in my mind. When I started the koji I had to pay cash because nobody
can
does
they
a
don't-
secure show and stuff like
no.
this.
They want to see the cash.
And then at the end, I had to, with the working, there was no more money. So I called my father, my cousin, all my family. They flew in and we did finish ourselves.
Wait. Okay, wait. So, the money you borrowed from the Italian.
Yeah.
You
I
used-
had
but you had your own money too.
I had the 35 million.
But you had to pay 2 years advance for the place.
And to break down.
Everything you had to do that,
And
to
then redo
refurnish
everything. It was
took all your
double
money.
than I thought.
Wow.
And
You called your family, and who came?
came my cousin, my father, and my uncle. And we did by
No,
ourselves.
you did not. You did
Honest to God.
all this.
No.
That
We
is-
did basically, we did finish 90% of the restaurant and then they left because I didn't have no more money. And then they come over, listen.
But wait, but how could you do that? Because the Japanese law, you know.
No, I was paying this company every week.
Okay.
And I was honest. I say, look, I don't have no more money. Can you finish it? Saying, if you don't pay me,
No.
no.
Right.
I say, okay. Then I had the material. I was buying the material
Sure,
and
okay,
everything.
but-
So, call my family,
And they came.
finish the restaurant. Then we have to open the restaurant.
Right. But they did finish. You did finish it when your family came.
Come finish the restaurant. Was in November.
Okay.
And I had to open in December, but I didn't have enough money to start the business. So I say, okay, what I can do, what I cannot, because I never ask money to my family. I never ask money. It was
Right,
an
you
honor
never-
for
all
me.
the, right.
So my wife, I love more than any, but they come
when
from
when did you marry her? Because you didn't talk about that.
about business. My family and my wife has nothing to do.
No. But I'm just saying. But you didn't get married.
Wait.
Oh, you okay?
Wait.
Okay.
So, finish the restaurant, there is no money.
Right.
I don't have the money to open.
Okay.
Okay, what I do? I talk with friends, this. It's easy. Get married. People will come with 30, 50,000 yen for wedding. I say, that's great. my love, we married because the plan was make the child open. When the restaurant stabilized, we will get married.
That was the plan.
So I say, no, I am Italian. We have to marry the right away. November 23, because my parents was here.
Oh, so they hadn't left.
They didn't left. We was working in the restaurant. I say, okay, let's finish the restaurant. I get married, and I will make the cash. Too. I invite 400 people because I have to make bella figura. You know, I wanted to. But, you know, but people, there was no really invitation. Anybody I see, oh, come to my wedding and everything, blah, blah, blah,
no
blah.
invitation.
We did like first, second, and third party.
That's that many people, yeah.
One, my uncle that came for the thing, one friend of mine, instead of a casaca, bringing him in Asakusa, I married to a Oyama chapel, you know?
Yes.
And instead, I say, go to a casaca, New Tani, and then turn right and go straight. Instead of a casaca, he went to Asakusa.
Asakusa.
My mother saying, no, we cannot start without my brother. The first party was delayed. And then the second was delayed.
Everyone was delayed, yes. Oh, I went crazy.
Anyway, it was a wedding from 4 o'clock till 3 o'clock in the morning. We finished, we had the music, we had the food, everything was perfect. I go to check the money. 400 people, 300,000 yen in cash.
Oh, come on.
Everybody bring this vase, being
Yes,
there.
no money.
No, because Elio is the owner of a restaurant. Why do you need the restaurant? And there was some stupid Italian say, oh, in Italy we don't give you the money, we give a gift. I need the money. That was really tough.
That had to
and
be
then
hard.
you know who saved me?
Who saved you?
I supposed to open December 2, that was a Monday. And was November 23. I went to the ING president.
ING.
ING was a shocking gasha. There was a New Tani, next New Tani, there was this ING tower.
ING. Oh, okay.
The
Okay.
stock...
Right, for Mercedes and stuff? ING?
ING.
Okay.
That after when the bankrupt and then the Dutch take over his insurance company,
Yes.
but it used to be like Morgan Stanley, these things.
Yes.
And I say, look man, this is my situation. Can you help me? He say, don't worry, Elio. In Christmas time, we rent a boat. Please do the catering for us. I say, yeah, but I have to open first. He said, well, we have a 3 million yen budget for the catering. You take it. I said, can you pay me now? This was November 27. November 28, I had the money.
Wow.
And with this 3 million yen starting money, I was able to open December 2. And from there, I was making a business plan. I did almost double each time.
Where did you learn to do your business plan? Who taught you that? While you were in
Well,
school?
you know, I always try to, I did the high school and some catering school and some business school. But it was all, I didn't have a formal university or something.
Well, actually, you started from the age of 14 when your father said, boom, you had to figure out your money.
Yeah. And I believe that I never thought that I was good in mathematics. And in elementary school, I didn't do so well. But number come easy to my mind. I don't know how to explain. You know, I do PL. I have 5 company now. I do the PL. It's everything in Japanese. I don't read.
Right, but you know the
I
numbers.
see the number.
That's easy, that's true.
And I will say, you know, this is the profit we will make. And the account will look at me and say, huh?
How could you figure it out so easily?
I don't know,
You're right.
to be honest.
But you
It's
can
like
Yeah. It has to make sense. Yeah, I get you.
make me, and but in food business, I realize each time that I try to figure out about number, about money, always I fail. If I concentrate on the product, always I make money, because the money in food business is not the business plan, is the product value. So
Would people be willing to pay for
but
Right.
you know, I had this. I don't know. Don't ask me what, but I like the number more and more. And the big school was running the business, a bankrupt company to make successful, and I put all myself there. That was the best university that you
That's
can
true.
do.
That's true.
And then you make your own business. I start really, really bad. To be honest, when I start, I was the owner of my own company and everything. I was making 1.5 million yen a month, working for somebody else. I started with 300,000 yen. 220 I had to pay the house. 70,000 yen I give to my wife.
You had to bring your family over here.
20,000 yen is in my pocket. 6 months before I go to Roppongi, I spend 200,000 yen, I don't care.
Right.
Now with
Yes.
2020, and everybody says, Sacho,
And don't call me Chacho, give me some money.
And then another funny thing happens. This is April, this is December. In November I get married. In December I open the restaurant. April, born my first child.
Right.
So, as a good Japanese, my wife went to her mother.
So you,
The kids born in Saitama, I go there and my wife say, well, we have to pay 350,000 yen for the private clinic. I said, what?
That's right for the clinic. That's right for having the baby.
And that was a shock for
That's
me.
right. You weren't thinking about that. You're thinking.
And then, listen this. Okay, pay the clinic, everything, come. I never really did the formal wedding because with my Italian family. So what I did, I say, okay, we go in August and we baptize my child in Italy. And summertime where I live is like the biggest season. So I take an entire restaurant, very, very high class restaurant, to make my party.
Okay.
And according to the experience in Japan, I said to my mom, when you invite only the uncle, the closest relative, and then tell them that we don't live in Italy and we cannot carry big gifts.
Right.
That
That's
means money.
Right. That's right.
We make the account 286 people came. It's 15th of August. Wine and everything, 20 people from Japan and blah, 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 blah. Big party. Was not a baptism, it was basically a second wedding, Italian wedding. The band, the music, everything. I go to check the cash. Everybody bring chain, cross, all this thing for the child because they say, oh, Elio,
No big.
Elio, big guy in Japan, owner of a restaurant. We don't want to offend him with some cash. Give some gold.
That's right.
I had like a kilo of gold and I had like 1.6 million yen to pay
To pay for the whole event, yeah.
for the restaurant. And then I pay with my credit card. I come back in Japan. I went to the credit card company and I said, please, can I pay 50,000 yen a month
Until you pay it, yeah.
in 2 years and 3 months? Because I cannot go to my family and say, can you
because
borrow
you need
money?
Yeah, right.
And then, it was from there, my life has been a fairy tale, to be honest.
So tell me, give me real quick the fairy tale part, because
The fairy
you're taking me
tale
through
part
the
is,
roller coaster.
You know, this place supposed to be, when I talk with the Japanese, they say, oh, you take that place? Oh, kawaiso, Elio-san.
Because they know it's bad vibes.
Is a bad luck place. Nobody want to touch it.
How long have you had this place?
25 years
You're talking 25 years ago.
ago, yes. 26 this
You
year.
changed the whole feeling in here, obviously.
yeah.
It took you time, though, but you did it.
Yeah, but, you know, and then, you know, I started with 6 people, then 12, then in this restaurant now we have 18 people, and then I open a second one, and then I open the catering business, then the daily business, the frozen business, the bakery business, and then another big change came in March 11.
Okay.
In 2010,
2011.
2010
Okay.
in November, I had to make the biggest decision of my life. I didn't want to open another restaurant because it was very risky. Because with a restaurant you spend a lot of money, and if it doesn't work you lose in 6 months. So what I want to do is to make bigger my catering business. And I want to do that because the catering business is much more profitable, and you don't waste food. You have your staff, you have next week or next month, you have big catering, you buy the food and everything, and you already sold. In the restaurant, you buy a fish. If a customer doesn't come, you throw away after 2 days.
That's right.
So, was less risk. But I had the catering business for a long time, but I was renting the place. So, I was forced, because I bring over I have Italian cook, so I bring all the kitchen technology from Italy. But when I rent the place, if I have to make a hole or I have to put an oven, I have to ask the owner. And the owner say, oh, this is Italian, it's very dangerous, da me. It was so frustrating. And doing the fashion show and everything, you have to do always update. You cannot give the same stuff 2 times. And I say, okay, I need to buy a building. And I cannot make the catering place in Saitama or Chiba, because the catering business, maybe on Saturday I have 5 catering in the same time. So if logistically, if it's the center of Tokyo, then I can serve 5 customers. If it's in Chiba, I can serve 1.
Right.
So I had to find a building in the center of Tokyo to make of course there is no factory basically in Tokyo. So I bought an entire building. I put my personal money, my company money, and I did the loan of the biggest investment of my life. And this is in November
2010.
2010. Then I need almost 4 months to renovate, to make the first floor, the central kitchen. There is 12 apartments that I rent out, blah, 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 blah. I loan money, I put my money, I put company money. I had to loan more money because to do the catering center. We start March 1st.
2011.
11. March 1st, 2011. In March 1st till end of October, I had the full book. If you talk, I was not even walk. I didn't touch the ground. I am Leonardo da Vinci. I am Einstein. I am so smart. You know, I make this investment. I am a full book all the years.
You're done. You're a made man.
I work 10 days. March 1st to March 10th.
10th, right.
March 11,
2 p.m.
March 11, 6 o'clock, in American Club, I have the Ducati event, 600 people.
Oh, it's supposed to be, yes.
I was the
present.
one the catering that place.
Okay.
I was introduced to the American Club.
You weren't a
It
member.
was.
You weren't a member then.
Yeah, I was a member.
You already a member then?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was a member.
Right.
They introduced me Vicky Green.
Vicky Green.
Yes. Anyway, I supposed to
Cater that.
cater that. It was huge money for me, and it was
Yes.
2046. My life was over. That was the biggest challenge for me
So
because
what happened? Because I was in the club at that time, and at 2, it was around 2 something, 2:30. I forget exactly what time it was.
246.
2:46. I'm on the second floor.
I was not there. I supposed to come at 5 o'clock. I never go there.
I know.
Because
Nobody good. You couldn't.
we had the party start from 6 o'clock.
Right, of course.
We had the gift, the food, everything
You're
ready.
ready to go.
And then my life
Changed.
changed. And then I thought my life was over. And I was no personal money, no company money, nothing. I
Just
invest
debt.
everything
Only
in
debt.
my building.
Only debt.
And then was kind of weird. Then, we closed the restaurant, we closed everything. Then when I see the Fukushima thing, I take all the mother and children of all my staff, I pay, we went to Kobe. I ran the one floor of a cheap hotel, I put everybody there.
Right.
Because of radiation.
Yes.
And then it was kind of weird and everything, and I say, okay, I got to take my kids in Italy. Because, I was scared,
Everything's done, yeah.
And my children that time was very young.
Yes.
So I flew from Osaka to Hong Kong, from Hong Kong to Rome to Calabria by car.
Okay.
Anyway, it was a kind of a nightmare.
Of course.
Anyway, 1 week later, I came back in Japan. Listen this. I was in Italy and my wife was crying, and it was the biggest mistake of my life. Because people care about you. But, I am worried for my staff, I am worried for Japan, my life is over, blah, 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 blah. And people come there, and Italian people doesn't come there. If you come to your house,
They bring something.
no, but
Right.
you have to make coffee, you
Oh,
have
I
to make
see, okay,
food, you have... My wife had the mother, father, brother in Japan. I had my staff here. I was feel really, really bad. So I say, oh my God, and my kids was very stressful. So I say, okay. They open like in Italian we say centro commerciale, commercial center. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't know, mini, how you call it, Costco, I say, okay boys, let's go to do shopping. So I take my car, my wife and my 2 kids, and my son say, oh, I want the skateboard. No, get 2. I want to give them a break because they suffer a lot. My wife shows, oh, buy also the bag and we take, in Italy, the trolley are not like in Japan. We take 2 trolley, was look like 2 wagons,
Right.
So I went to the register, I went with this wagon, and they say, wow, how are you going to pay that? I have like 12 credit cards. I say, which one do you want? Visa. I have like 5 visa between personal and company. Ting, 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 ting. Not working, not working, not working, not working.
And you go,
And then I say, holy shit.
oh, shit.
Then I had American Express, GTV,
None of them.
none work. I say, holy shit. And they, there was a line behind it. They say, oh, we know this guy. Everybody say that he's rich. I know that he doesn't have one dime. All this kind of comment,
Of course.
And with the guardman, they say,
Yeah, excuse me.
they put us in a room, and I say, okay, I go to the cash card, the
dispenser.
ATM machine like that. So I go there with the ATM, not enough found. I say, holy shit. Probably I am the guarantor of the building, and because of I am the guarantor, probably with the earthquake damaged the building, so they freeze my private account.
Right.
So and then I freak out, and then I take the car, I went to my sister, I say, give me a couple €1,000, I have to go to pay the bill. So she give me the cash, I go there, I pay the money, I bring home, the kids was happy with the toy and everything, and I see my villa in Italy from outside. It was a Friday afternoon. I look at this, I say, oh my God, how much money I pay in taxes, electricity bill, water bill. If I get a job here, how much money I can make? My mother pension fund, can I make her? I was calculate to say, okay, in Japan I lost everything.
But how can I
they
do
frozen me. How can I run? If my children can go to Italian school,
and learn the language, everything, yeah.
And I closed the gate till Monday morning. I started to call from 9 o'clock Japan time, that was like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning in Italy, to Mitsuo Bank, that is my main bank. I want to talk with the director, and they say, Agomennasai is not here. I am from Italy, I want to talk, Elio Agomennasai is not here. He refused me all the time, and I say, oh my God. And then I had the worst 20 seconds of my life that literally my heart stopped. Finally, it was 10 o'clock in the morning, was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon in Japan. This guy started to say, Elio-san, moshi gozaimasen, me domo shimasen. I said, fuck, they really frozen everything.
Because if you said they, of course.
And you know what it was?
What was it?
The Mitsuo Bank with the earthquake, the line. You remember? Server cut off. All my credit cards are from Mitsuo Bank.
So they're from who?
Never. And then he said, if you need money, tell me where to send. I will send by the bank. You don't have to worry. You are okay. Blah, 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 blah. And then I start to cry.
You're so, cry with
But when he apologized so deeply to me, my heart stopped it, because I say, oh, a lot of fantasy, of course. I thought, wow, this is true. The buildings collapse or whatever.
You thought that's what you were thinking, yes?
Yeah. And then, start here. In that time, what we did, when I come back here, no job. Basically, no business. And I had the...
When did you come back?
After 1 week, my family...
Oh,
yeah, I don't want to leave
Okay, but what about your family? Did they...
I left there.
For how long?
For 1 month.
Only 1 month.
Yeah.
Then when you came here and assessed everything, you realized it's okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
And what happened was, I come back here, and there was no business, and I had the new catering center, lot of food, 2 containers of food I was importing and everything, because you prepare yourself for the. And then I was thinking, there is no business, there is nothing. I take 2 things. I say, okay, Japan has been good with me. Let's adopt some place and bring food there. So I went to Rikusen Takada. I didn't go to Fukushima.
Okay, but you went close. Okay.
I went to Rikusen Takada. That was the village that has been wiped out
Yes, by the
thing.
The tsunami.
And we adopted them. And for 6 months, we bring food, clothes, and everything. But to be honest, I did also because I want my people. They was almost crazy. And there was so much food that I had. I say, okay, because we have a catering business, Japan has been good to me, let's make people work and let's bring the food there. The first time I went there, I get shot. I had the catering truck. So, as an Italian, we put the food inside, we take the thing, we go to Rikusen Takada. Rikusen Takada was just a mess. It was...
Everything was messed up, yes.
If you see some video I did, even the worst enemy, I don't want to show.
I understand.
It was a military area.
Because they thought everyone was looting. Everybody was looting, yes.
And they say, they ask me some paper to get in, and say, I am in Japan, I bring the food, I want the help. Say, no paper, it's like war zone. You cannot get in. And I say, look, I talk with the mayor, I am from the Italian embassy, blah. I was director of Italian Chamber of Commerce. Nothing worked. No. And then I say, I try to apply in Japanese way. Then I did the Italian way. I said, look, I came here to help my Japanese brother to bring food. You want to shoot me? Shoot me, because I go anyway. With the car, I put the driving in the car and I go. 5 police car came and everything. I went to the council. The mayor knew us and he talked with them and they make the paper for us and everything.
Wow.
But this, there is something that I should mention. Before this, I always thought one day I go back in Italy. I love Japan, I respect Japan. But to be honest, in Japan, I was always felt like a jewelry. In the sense, you have a jewelry or expensive watch, you put somewhere, everybody love it, but you are not part of Japan.
But you're still,
you are just something.
Yeah.
When I went there, and literally, I don't want to say save life because it's not true, but helping people,
yes.
All this frustration, all this anger I had in my heart wash up. And then give me such a big, I was so proud of myself.
Right.
And I don't want to talk about what we did because
I understand.
I have in Calabria we say, if you speculate or you try to make look good for something you did for people, bad luck will come to you.
Of course.
So I don't want to talk about, but I was very proud of myself.
Because you did the thing is,
I had the great energy in myself.
Right.
This is, and finally I didn't feel like an alien anymore.
Yeah.
When I came back in Japan, I said, okay. I talked with my financial advisor. I said, no, now is the time. You have to fire the people, do this, restructuration. I had a problem. The problem was I had like $1.5 million of catering. It was zero. I invested to the thing. But to be fair, the Japanese government lend us money. I mean, the system was working. So I say, okay, everybody close down. I open new shop. Everybody, because the catering people, I had to fire them because I cannot afford. I say, okay, the catering, we don't do catering. I open new shop, they make the food for the new shop. So I open like a restaurant daily. And then I supposed to do 3-4 million yen turnover. The first month I did the 9. You know.
That's beautiful.
And that's I save my staff, and then the beautiful thing was from March to August, zero business. From September 1st, all the cancellation that the people cancel for the catering, you know, sometimes Japan is kind of fair. I remember this girl that big company order like $1 million catering. And they say, oh, Elio-san, we're supposed to do in April this catering, we was canceled, can you do in September? Or in October, you decide. I say, okay, we can do this date, okay. And I say, okay, how many, same people, same budget. They say, no, actually, make a little bit more, instead of 1.2, make 1.5. Okay, 1.5. I say, the people has been increased. Say, no, actually, the people are less. I say, okay, we do different service. Elio-san, otagai. Just, they understand our situation, they want to give us support, even if the people at the end was half of what it used to be. And that's where I love Japan.
Yes. You and I have very similar stories.
So what you can say? And then I say, and then because my emotional and my frustration was washing up, because I was feel strong, and I really learned many things in Rikusen Takada, I say, okay, let's open new shop. Let's do this. Let's do that. 1 year later, I didn't use the money that I borrowed from the bank. And they give me like 5 years for 0% interest and everything. I say, you know, I decide to stay in Japan. But if I stay in Japan, I wanted to make true all my dream. I went to Hokkaido and I make the cheese factory in 2013, 2 years later. And everybody say, forget about Japanese, want the Italian brand, da. I bring all the machinery from Italy and I take over this factory. I put all the 6 engineers came over and make something that in Japan never been. I write Kasei feature, nobody know what it means. I start to make Italian cheese and everybody say these people is crazy. Nobody believe in me. It's the best business.
That's beautiful. That's delicious cheese.
And then I did the second line. I did the salami business. And now what is my project, final project in Hokkaido? I wanted to take like 30 hectares of land. And because I really love this country, I want to make, what I believe one of the biggest problem in Japan is that art craft, the shokunin, is not there anymore. You know, when I came in this country, I see the beauty of the preparation of the food. Now, if you talk with a cook, everybody thinks that is a star cook. But if you say, okay, this is a cow, cut it, nobody knows. Everything is prepared and packaged. They take the fillet, they put in the grill, they put nice cream, and they say, oh, this is a creation. No. You have to know what is the cow, what they eat, what they milk, and you know how to cut, how to divide, you know. So what I believe that Japan is very poor in the food industry. 65% is import goods. This is what the Japanese say. Actually, it's 90% because they use semi-lavorata, you know, the not finished product that they import, then they finish in Japan and they say it's Japanese. But in Japan there is a lot of land. And the product of Japan are not second to none. And they have a problem with Bokujo, that is cow farm and farm, because they say, oh, young people are no good. No, it's because the parents are not good. Don't put the blame on the children. If you ever been in Japan, in Hokkaido, -20, and work for 100,000 yen a month, a young guy said, no, wait this. I go to Tokyo, I dishwash, I make 300,000. And that's a life. So what I want to do is, instead to make daikon, Japan import 80% of the vegetable. So I want to bring the Italian vegetable in Japan because I believe in organic food and fresh food. I don't like pesticide, I don't like conservant. A vegetable, a salad that you can keep for 3 weeks, for me is not a salad. So what I try to do is to make Italian vegetable, a school how to make cheese, because in Japan there is the best milk in the world, but they do good yogurt, a good camembert. Other cheese
they don't know how to make that cheese.
Don't make. So I don't want to work with old people to convince them. I want to work with young people
and teach
the art of artisan. And these young people that are much more smart than what I see in Japan was, when I came, there was people that make the difference, that build Japan.
But they're done now, yeah.
Then you have the hybrid, the children of the Bible.
That's right, right. You didn't learn anything, no.
They study in America, they study abroad, they speak English,
but they didn't learn
they wear beautiful suits.
Right, right, right.
Let's do this farm.
They don't know how to do it,
No, but the young people
are hungry, they want to do something.
and they want to do something.
That's true.
So this is what I believe is the future of Japan, because our same age people in
That's
Japan
true. Yeah.
are not good.
No.
They are
Well, that's the problem, yeah.
They are not decision maker.
Right.
When I came here 30 years ago, Nakauchi said, we do no one restaurant, we do 100.
Right.
But you are Italian, let's bring olive oil.
That's right.
Let's bring wine.
That's
I
right.
have a Lawson, we sell in Lawson.
That's true.
30 years ago, they passed the law of the alcohol.
That's right,
2
that's
years ago. An old man of 80 years old was saying this 30
Long time
years
ago,
ago.
yes, yes.
Vision, my friend.
Right, right.
It was God to me.
Yes,
You
yes.
talk with the same age guy.
Yeah.
That's
That's the miss. So,
They are spoiled child.
but that's why it makes it easy for people like you and I here.
It's a frustration.
It makes it
It's frustration.
It's frustration, but it makes it easy if you can get, like you said, you're doing the right thing by working with younger kids. Because that's an empty slate. Their parents didn't know how to parent them. But when they start hearing information, that's a human nature. Their eyes open and they go, you're teaching me something that I can use? Changes the whole life.
But this is what is the problem, and I have a lot of frustration because, you know, I am 54 this year.
You're still young, come on.
But, you know, I wanted to build something for the future of, not mine, of my own kids. So now I still have the energy and the visibility and everything and the power. But to do kind of this investment is huge money. Till now I did everything by myself. But now I have 5 companies.
There you go.
And I am in the restaurant business. This corona is killing me. So I was planning to open this farm village and everything. But I need the investment because
That's right.
till now I did everything with my own resource. But from now on, it's very difficult to do it. Even if the bank give me the money, if I fail, I cannot leave anything
That's
to my
true,
family, and that's to put at risk the family. I never did.
That's true.
So that's my frustration. But you know, I really believe in the young people.
It's a good thing to believe in.
Yeah. They are smarter.
I think
They are
so.
smarter.
Yeah. What I think they're going to do, I don't feel too, well, because I'm not in your position, but I feel like just even doing this podcast and when people start to see your story, because you were truthful when you said, when we were eating lunch, you said, once I introduce you, I won't have to say anything. So
No. In the sense that,
No, your story is a very interesting story. You know what I've decided I'm going to do? Because this is very, very long, but you're very, very succinct in the way you told your story. And you're not even, that was just a small bit of it, I know. I know it's only a small bit. When people see your passion in real life, like I'm watching now, and you tell them and you show them your business plan, I don't think you're gonna have a problem. And this is a good time because people don't know what to do.
I love Japan, and I
you
will
do.
fight for Japan to the goods of our children. Because don't forget, I have a Japanese wife and Japanese children, and I want to make a better world for them.
And you're doing that too.
Well,
Continue to do what you're doing.
I try.
Elio, thank you so much.
No,
This has been fantastic. Really.
Sorry, maybe I
No,
get too much talking or.
No, not at all, not at all. Now watch what I do right now. I want to thank all of you. You saw that was very passionate, but I want to thank all of you for watching this podcast. Make sure that you press like, make sure you subscribe, and remember to continue to reach for the stars. It's all unknown, and you're too blessed to be stressed.